Alright, sorry for the brief interruption, but we are back here with the BMRL Xfinity Series here tonight with the Leader Farm TV on the pole as we're catching up with them here at lap 16. Caution is out, and right away as we get ready here, we got a caution underway here at lap 16. And we'll see if we can figure out what this caution is for. Looks like the 3 gets into it and comes back up onto the racetrack trying to save it here tonight at Atlanta. See if we can find another replay here of what happened. I'm not seeing anything here, but I know there's a couple cars torn up. Scott Phelps is your leader. Charlie Harcum there in second. Chris Stoper there in third. Jacob Denson there in fourth. Devin Ramsey in fifth with Levi McCarty there in sixth. Connor Elliott in seventh. Chris Mayo in eighth. Brandon Bowmaker there in ninth with David Mayo there in ninth. David Mayo in 10th. Seth Whithorn there in 11th. Adam Gardner there in 12th. Kevin Menapace there in 13th. Dustin Bloodworth there in 14th. Drew Prohl there in 15th. Sean Cross there in 16th. Anthony Bowmaker in 17th. Austin Hunt in 18th. Jake Baker in 19th. Jeff Peppers in 20th with Timothy Darby there in 21st. Joseph Tucker there in 22nd. Matt Telder there in 23rd. Dakota Ramsdell there in 24th. Chris Cornett in 25th. And Shane Haas in 26th. So we got 120 laps to go here tonight. And we got about 100 left. As the drivers are underway here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Green flag back out underway here tonight with the BMRL Xfinity Series. Thank you all for tuning in. Here West Scott Phelps takes the lead off the restart. Charlie Harcum there in second with Jacob Denson there in third. Chris Stoper rolls up here in the third now on that inside lane, or is that the outside lane? In that number 13 machine, it's going to be that inside lane. And we got the 7 or 18 there, Levi McCarty, and that throwback to the Darrell Waltrip days. What? All right, sorry there. Oh, crap. Now we did it. All right, there we go. Now we're back on the way here with 22 of 120 laps complete. Devin Ramsey there in 6th with Connor Elliott there in 7th. On that outside, working down the backstretch chair. We got a lap car going to be getting into the middle of things. And oh boy, evasive maneuvers happening here on the back of Atlanta as that 48 machine gets in the middle of everybody. That's Jeff Peppers in the middle of everything, trying to just to hold on to maybe get some help, get some lap backs here as he's in the middle of all this. Running a Jimmy Johnson looking like they're in that number 48 scheme here tonight. That Lowe's Patriotic machine here this Memorial Day evening. Jacob Denson there up front in that number 79, leading the race right now on that high side as Levi McCarty there right behind him. Down there on the inside on that number 11 of Scott Phelps here this Memorial Day, running a patriotic scheme as well. And everybody doing all they can right now to just keep the cars clean and be underway here tonight. Sorry to BMRL that we didn't get here quite when the race started, but we are here. We are underway and proud to present the BMRL series to you. So it looks like we might have missed the first caution here tonight. And the skew is going to bite me again, isn't it? As they work down through the corners. Scott Ellis out there in first, Charlie Harcum third. Those two drivers down there on the inside. Jacob Denson and Levi McCarty up there on the outside lane trying to push up through. And as you see here tonight, Atlanta is yet another drafting track compared to like Daytona or Talladega. But it's just a little smaller. Now, the one thing with Atlanta, though, is you got to almost kind of have a short track mentality as well because of the tire strategy. The tire strategies here at Atlanta, the tires will wear a lot more here at this new track surface on Atlanta than what they do at Talladega and Daytona. So tires mean a lot here at Atlanta. If you can keep the tires good and under you for the entirety of the race, as we got 100, we're down to 27 laps here. We're on lap 27 as they work through 1 and 2 once again here tonight with the BMRL Xfinity Series. And we got another lap car up there in turn number 3 as the lead pack is coming towards them back a little bit. We got Sean Gross, though, back here in that number 88 machine trying to find his way up through the field as he's running a Dale Jr. Scheme, it looks like, for the National Guard. 88 here tonight. Glad to see some of these patriotic schemes here for this Memorial Day race. As the 17 up there against that outside wall, gonna keep it tucked in there. That's Jake Baker, keeping it tucked in up there against that outside wall as it comes storming down here through the corner. Let's go ahead, since it seems like we've got, well, we'll wait a moment here just to make sure that we got a decent run going. We got Scott Phelps out there in front with Charlie Harcum there in second. Jacob Denson and Chris Stoper side by side as Levi McCarty is still behind still behind Denson out there on the outside lane as they're working down here in the corner number 3 and 4 this Memorial Day. Chris Stoper, I'm sorry, not Chris Schaefer, but Chris Stoper back here in that number 13. He's on the inside lane. Chris Mayo back here in 9th in that number 24 machine. Throw back to a DuPont Chevrolet from Gordon's era. Now it's a patriotic as well. And you kind of see the stars and stripes in amongst the flame on that machine. Adam Gardner in the 56 machine back here. It looks like Scooby-Doo painted machine. Great racing going on so far. Glad to see everybody supporting their patriotism here tonight and remembering the fallen. It looks like it said little MIA there on the back of the 79. Everybody's still fighting side by side as they come down here through the trial at Atlanta, down here into corner number 1. Now that's Scott Phelps and Charlie Harcum there on the inside, holding it all out there right now. As Jacob Jensen out there on the outside with Levi McCarty trying to hold on to everything. Let's see if we can bring our little friend up here tonight. Of the corner here. Down through the trioval once again. Everybody's still doing a great job here. Yellow flag is back out. That's going to be stage here tonight, I believe, for the race. So far, if I can just figure out where my stages are here tonight. As the last race did not have stages, but this one does. Catch. All right, so pit road is a busy place right now. A lot of drivers have stopped in here and getting some fuel and tires at lap 38. All right, let's see here. There should be race info somewhere, I thought. Trying to figure out where in the stages are tonight, or if there are stages. As the driver are getting side by side once again here at lap 39, getting ready to take the green here at lap 40. And we're back, green flag racing now with the 11 of Scott Phelps out front to bring them to that green flag. A little bit of stutter there, and down here into corner number 1. They come as Levi McCarty out there on the outside, no, on the inside, I'm sorry, pushing the 11 of Scott Phelps out there to the front. There you see the 13 of Chris Stoper back here in third now as they come roaring down the backstretch. McCarty been battling a lot down here to try to get into that front position, but having a great position right now as he's currently sitting in second. But he's looking to the outside, and oh boy, here comes the 28 of Charlie Harcum as he looks to the outside lane now down here into corner number 1. Side by side they come. Into turn number 3 and 4. 28 of Harcum is up here in front of Jacob Denson, trying to make that outside come together, come to life as they come down through the tri-oval. There's the 11 of Scott Phelps on the inside, and the 88 of Sean Cross up there on the high side. He's going to be a third car back on the high side as they come storming down out up to onto the backstretch once again. And down here in the corner number 3, side by side as they come through the corners. Scott Phelps still your lead car. A little farther back, oh, you see side by side all through the pack as Drew Crowell now working on the number 8, or it is number 8, I'm sorry, but the 00 or the 08, one of the two. Yeah, working on the 08 of David Mayo as Chris Mayo there in 13th in that number 24 machine. You want to try to help out maybe, or maybe not, as the team, the Mayos are not together on the same line. They are currently outside of one another, battling there in that row for 12th and 13th. They're still side by side up front, working back all through. Looks like they're side by side, clear through until about the 13th position. And that's whenever they start breaking apart. As that 08 down here on the inside. Now here comes the 38 of Connor Elliott up there on the outside, as he's going to fill in that gap right behind the 24 machine of Chris Mayo. Dustin Bloodworth back here a little bit. He's got to try to catch up to the pack in that number 6 machine, as Austin Hunn there in that 15 machine. As caution is out, and we got problems up here. That's going to be Sean Gross and possibly Tucker as well. As they're side by side, and the 88 gets into it with the 9. Come around, takes the 39 Front nose up. Imagine they just reappeared again. That's quite interesting there. But the 88, Sean Gross is missing the back bumper. Joseph Tucker definitely involved there. Not sure what damage he has on that machine. We'll take a look at it here for another on the pole instant replay. And you can kind of see everything happen and right there. The 39 gets hit hard. Now the hood comes off. You can see it fall to the racetrack, but iRacing Infinite Wisdom says it should never have fallen off to begin with. It puts it back on the car for him. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Fligger Farm TV on the pole here tonight. And as we said before, we are partnering with Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network, so be sure to check out that Roku channel for more racing action. As pit road is becoming a busy place once again here at lap 47. Some of these drivers coming in to fix some of the damage they had. The 48 of Jeff Pepper is going to come around, try to get a lucky dog here. Scott Phelps still your race leader with Charlie Harcum there in second now with Levi McCarty right there in third. Jacob Denson fourth with Seth Whitworth there in fifth. Drew Prowl there in sixth with Kevin Menapace there in seventh. Chris Mayo eighth. Dustin Bloodworth there in ninth. Brandon Bowmaker will round out your top 10. Connor Elliott coming out of pit road. He's going to be 11th. With Chris Stouffer, 12th. Devin Ramsey there in 13th. Adam Gardner, 14th as it stands right now as he's sitting on pit road getting some work done. Austin Hunt in 15th on pit road. But Anthony Bowmaker coming off pit road. He's going to come up here in the 14th position. Still got some drivers down here on pit road. Adam Gardner is now on his way out. He's going to be starting in 15th. Kelder is out. Coronet down 38 laps. Back here sitting. He's just riding around for some points right now. Going to try if he can bring himself up out of that 26th position. As we said, Telder is out. Darby's going to come around the pace car. Shane Haas dropping back towards the back there and got MDI TV or MOI TV, one of the two there on the car. Green flag back out there, down and away. Once again with Scott Phelps leading it down here in the corner number one. Charlie Harcum there on the outside, but he's got the likes of Levi McCarty right there to the inside once again as it comes storming into the corner. Those two have been a tough duo down there on the inside as McCarty pushes Phelps out to the lead once again. As that outside lane kind of got jumbled there along with that inside lane. Not sure what happened to that inside lane or the whole thing for that matter. As you kind of see everybody trying to get back in sorts here as they come out of four. There you see the U.S. Armed Forces machine, Dustin Bloodworth there, that number 2 machine. Great looking machine there. Black Rifle Coffee Company there on the back. Really enjoy the paint scheme on that machine. Everybody's starting to get bundled up once again here in this pack style racing. Out front, Scott Phelps still leads it, but out on the outside lane, that's Charlie Harcum in at number 28, trying to get a run here, but does not quite have the momentum as of yet, but still sitting there good enough for a second place. As it stands right now, as we're on lap 51 of 120. Charlie Harcum there in second. There you see a bunch of pack drivers. Now the pack's starting to form as we are getting here to lap 52. Dustin Bloodworth back here in 10th. That's going to round out the top 10. Adam Gardner and Connor Elliott in 11th and 12th. Devin Ramsey there in 13th with Anthony Bowmaker and Brandon Bowmaker now down here on the pit lane here at lap 52. I say this might be an unscheduled stop for Brandon. Seth Whitworth back here in that number 36 machine in 7th position right now. It comes storming down the backstretch. Everybody looking really good so far tonight as the race is just ticking away. As Charlie Harcum still up there, but trying to get that lead away from Scott Phelps. But Scott Phelps and Levi McCarty down there on it inside for the last few laps have been a tough duo to beat down there on that inside lane. Jacob Denson hasn't given up much either on that outside lane, but there you see the 24 of Chris Mayo. He's worked himself up there into that top 5. Some of your biggest movers tonight are Scott Phelps, Charlie Harcum, and Levi McCarty. Up there, all with 22 positions up. Charlie Harcum, now that he took the lead, he's jumbled all that up. As Charlie Harcum has become your biggest mover, up 23 spots. Scott Phelps up 21. Jacob Denson up 19, and Levi McCarty up 21. Now, your biggest droppers of the night, sorry to say, are Shane Haas in that number 23 machine, dropping 18 positions. Timothy Darby's dropping 17 positions. Chris Cornett dropping 15 positions. But Chris Cornett hasn't given up as he is now up into that 25th spot. Trying to close in on some of these drivers that are sitting out at the moment. As you see, Cornett sitting mid-pack right now in that 87 machine. Just trying to get some points back. So unfortunately, as we saw when we became live here tonight from Atlanta, unfortunately there was some problems early on, and we got smoke coming off the wall as somebody found that outside barrier coming down that backstretch into 3. It's Chris Stouffer here in rounding out your top 10. As that 87 seems to be holding up that outside lane just a little bit as they try to work and gain positions. Cornett might be down 38 laps, but he's still out here trying to make a run and make the best of his night here tonight, as there are a few drivers out. So every lap he makes, he's cutting into them cars that are ahead of him that are sitting out, in the likes of Shane Haas and Timothy Darby. If I remember seeing them correctly, that they are out. Joseph Tucker still sitting on pit road. Out front, though, it's still Scott Phelps leading the way as Charlie Harcum is there and first as he overtakes there on the outside. Jacob Denson there in 4th as he's trying to battle up there and get into that podium position, trying to get around Levi McCarty. Down here in the corner number, lost the number there. As they come off, I guess that was corner number 1 and 2. As they come off of 2 down the backstretch. McCarty still pushing Phelps in the corner number 3. And we are now halfway through the race. Asphalt still leading there on the inside lane, but Harcum giving it all he's got out there on the outside lane. As they come back onto the backstretch for another time here at Atlanta. And Harcum not quite able to get past the 11 machine of Scott Phelps and drop himself down there to that inside lane. Down the backstretch it comes side by side in the corner number 3 yet again. It is Scott Phelps leading it with Harcum trying all he's got there on the outside. But we got a lap car that's going to make some things interesting back here on the back stretch. As they come through 1 and 2, we'll see if they catch that lap car here on the back stretch. As he's all by him lonesome. Not sure who that is back there. Austin Hunn's in the middle of the pack. Jeff Peppers is in the middle of the pack. Brendan Bowmaker and David Mayo trying to run together, trying to get up towards the front. It is Jake Baker who is at has to fight and try to get out of the way here of the leaders as he's down there on the inside. That back bumper a little beaten up there on that 17 machine. That shook the front up a little bit as Scott Phelps was able to pull away here a little bit. But look out. And the 24 tried to clear himself into that outside wall. Now he ends up down through the inside. Down there against that inside wall. We're going to stay green. We'll see if the yellow comes out. Everybody stayed running, staying forward. All the pack stayed together. We'll see if they call a late caution here. But the pack stayed together. Unfortunate there for the 24 of Chris Mayo as he's now on pit road. See if we can go back and take a look at this. It gives me a contact point here. And it does not. So unfortunately, we can't even go back to look at it as iRacing didn't see it as a caution either, or even contact for that matter, to bring me up to where I can show you folks that are watching. As we're single file here tonight from Atlanta with on lap 66. Scott Phelps still leads it with Levi McCarty there in second. Chris Stoper there in third. Charlie Harcum in fourth. Jacob Denson in fifth. Drew Proel there in sixth with Seth Whitworth there in seventh, but got company from Connor Elliott there to his inside as Connor now gets by, along with Adam Gardner looking to try to get by the 36 of Seth Whitworth. Chris Stoper sitting third. Jacob Denson in fifth. Everybody's single filed out right now as we're battling here at lap 68. That front pack, single file, trying to stay clear. There in the second pack, everybody's trying to battle a little bit, but they know they got to try to get single file as well if they want to try to catch that front pack. They're not too far off, I don't think, unless they're farther off than what I believe they are. As that front pack has single filed out, they're going to be able to draft away But the 38.56, they're going to try to push up there and catch the tail end. See if they can get that draft to pull them in here as they're rolling through 3 and 4 back around to the front stretch. And I don't think Chris Mayo is very happy here tonight as he's sitting there on pit road along with Devin Ramsey. Chris Cornett picked up another spot. He's up to 24th. Remember, when we tuned in here to BMRL, he was back in 26th position. He has a chance to come up here in the 22nd. The more laps he puts down. But Tucker still out on track. Gross is out, so Tucker can gain some spots as well. And with Shane Haas out on track, Sean Gross out. Joseph. So he might be able to get up there in the 23rd. As Tucker now takes 22nd away from Sean Gross. So Chris Cornett on pit road. There you see the number 2, Dustin Bloodworth, trying to work his way up through the field here tonight, right behind the 38 of Connor Elliott. Everybody's back into a pack now here in the second group, but I guess not. They're still going to try to catch this. I guess not. This front pack is catching another pack. I was looking correctly at it. Scott Phelps still leading the way out here this Memorial Day. And Levi McCarty and Chris Stoper out here. Connor Elliott, Dustin Bloodworth. And we got a couple cars spinning. That is going to be a caution as the 29 of Anthony Bowmaker goes around, along with Kevin Menepace. I think a 42 might have come up. Or did the 29 come down? The 29's in that outside wall. Here comes the 42. He's going to come up and tag that right rear. They both go skidding. Down here to the inside, the 36 of Seth Whitworth. He ends up getting tagged around. There you see 29 get back underway. The 42 get back underway. Tough break here for those drivers. Now this caution count might be wrong. Now we're sitting at caution number 4. I don't know if that is correct or not. I might be 1 or 2 cautions behind. Oh, pit road, once again, a very, very busy place. Austin Hunt stayed out. Jeff Pepper stayed out. Brendan Bowmaker stayed out. David Mayo stayed out in that number 08 machine. Drivers doing all they can here. Big race off pit road. It's all going to get jumbled up, and oh boy, slow it up. Well, these drivers up here towards the front, they're going to try to see if they can get a lap back, maybe. Try to see who that front car is. That looks to be the number 9. Devin Ramsey. Ramsey's sitting there behind the pace car. He's lapped down. So all these drivers sitting here behind the pace car might get a lap back. But we've seen a driver dip down there. That's the 48 machine of Jeff Peppers coming to pit road. And Bale came to pit road. Brendan Bromaker. Devin Ramsey. Joseph Tucker all getting a wave around here. That's going to put Bowmaker on the lead lap again. David Mayo, Jeff Peppers are still a lap down here tonight. And it looks like Cornette decided to call tonight. Everybody's lining up, double file. The pace car is out, but its lights are off. We're going to be getting ready to go back green flag racing here from Atlanta. Hopefully everybody's hearing me okay. I don't know what's going on with my sound, my audios and stuff, but some nights it seems okay, some nights it don't. Well, our race leader out here in front. Side-by-side racing still. Drew Perel, now a new leader here tonight. We got drivers shaking it up, trying to get up there towards the front. We know that 11 machine of Scott Phelps is fast, so keep an eye out for it. But he's now got the 18 of Levi McCarty out in front of him. So those two cars are flip positions that kind of, maybe Chris or Scott is saying, here, you push me for a while, I'll push you for a while. We'll see if we can get back up there towards the front. Then take over that lead once again. As the 28 of Charlie Harcum is rolling around here trying to make things happen. Down the backstretch. It's McCarty with the win. And oh no, the 80 is loose down there under the inside. He does save it. Drew Perel, no he don't. He has caution is out. That is going to bring the caution. As Perel ends up sideways coming out of the corner. Oh, here, we'll back it up a little bit since we can't quite seem to get it from where it started. But here you see, he'll get loose coming into the corner. Chases it up, has to chase it down into the apron. Slides it, tries to get back under control, and then just slides it again and overcorrects. And it just snaps around on him. And that brought out our caution here for caution number 5. Okay, still can't move drivers around here, so we'll have to maybe do our interview a little bit differently again tonight. Levi McCarty out front in that number 1 machine. Scott Phelps, I'm sorry, not the number 1, the number 18 machine. And we got a line of cars here trying to get a lap back. There you see Devin Ramsey out front once again. Jake Barker, but do we have lap cars? Who's all the lap cars here behind the pace cars? I'm trying to figure that out here. And Levi McCarty is back a little bit behind the 48 of Jeff Peppers. There you see the 17 of Jake Baker. The 23 of Shane Haas. They're all coming around. So drivers getting laps back here. And it looks like Chris Mayo's dropping to the back of the field. Down many laps here tonight in that 20th position. Some of these drivers not quite having a run. They are winning here tonight. Even McCarty up there on that outside lane. Or I'm sorry, on the inside lane, but he's got Scott Phelps out there on the outside lane. Two great drivers here tonight. Those two drivers doing a really great job out front. As you see, Phelps and Harcum are with the B&H Racing team. So those two drivers can hook up. They would very much like to try to pull away a little bit. Down here through the corner once again, Charlie Harcum, Jacob Denson, Chris Stouffer, Gardner in 6th, Dustin Bloodworth there in 7th, Austin Hunn there in 8th, Connor Elliott in 9th, and Anthony Bowmaker there in 10th. They're side by side, getting ready for the restart. Green flag is back out. We are underway here at lap 84 of 120 as they come down here in the corner number 1. Side by side is the 28 of Charlie Harcum and the 11 of Scott Phelps. As they're side by side working through 1 and 2. Harcum, or I'm sorry, not Harcum, but McCarty out there to the lead. As now that outside lane's trying to push together. That inside lane, it's trying to work together as well. And easy does it. You don't want to get too far out of line there. As you saw the 56 of Adam Gardner dip to that middle lane. He doesn't quite want to run that middle lane quite yet. I don't know if running middle here at Atlanta is always the wisest choice. As they come down here in the corner number 1 once again as they exit the trial here in the corner number 1. Side by side is the B&H Racing team of Harcum and Peltz there in that second row as McCarty out front leading the race in that Darrell Waltrip painted scheme here tonight. Great times here at Plinger Farm TV on the pole tonight. We finished the Roughneck Racing Gen 6 Race 1 of Season 4 as they took on Las Vegas. Now we're here at Atlanta with the BMRL Racing League. Down here in the corner number 1 once again. They worked off a 2 onto that back stretch. I'm sorry, off a 3 onto the 4 into the trioval. Back down here towards turn number 1. Inside lane, gaining some cars, gaining some momentum. The 2 out there on the high side of Harcum and Harcum and Denson had to really try to hold on to it hard. Everybody else is down there on the inside lane trying to push their way up through. But you see Connor Elliott kind of alone in the draft a little bit there on the outside lane. Not really too close to anybody. As you see the 56 kind of have the same mentality going on there of Adam Gardner. A lot of side-by-side racing right now as they come through 1 and 2. Hopefully everybody's doing great work there in the pits and keeping all these drivers up here in the front where they want them to be. Crew's doing a great job here as side-by-side racing continues down here in the corner number 3 and 4. And Harcum has got to the bottom lane. As Phelps tried to pull along that top lane. They gain back up there once again. So great racing, like I said, going on here. We're coming to 31 to go when they cross the stripe here. "31 laps to go." Side by side, it is still a lot of great racing going on. Levi McCarty there out front. Scott Phelps up there on the high side. McCarty and Phelps seem to be the two best drivers so far tonight, as they've been battling here almost the whole time that Flicker Farm TV has tuned in here to the BMRL Xfinity Series, as it's been an exciting race up here at the front. But as we look back toward the back, you see Anthony Bowmaker. There was Jeff Peppers trying to get somewhere. Caution is out. We'll have to see what happened here. See if we can find out. They got smoke. There it is. Connor Elliott around, and we got the 9 of Devin Ramsey involved as well. He's missing the front of that machine. Looked like the 24 was also involved. I mean, watch it. Coming through the corner. There you see it all happen up in front of them. The 20 or the 9 just trying to find a way to go. So that was going to be the 38 of Connor Elliott. We'll see if he was the first of it. But I was thinking I'm seeing Levi McCarty involved. And yeah, McCarty or Scott Phelps involved as well. Levi McCarty, what the heck happened as we were looking at the back of the pack? Looks like the leaders had a demolition derby up here at the front. Not quite the night they were wanting to kind of end, but they were racing really hard up here at the front. Here we go. Now we'll see it unfold. It looks like McCarty wanted to try to block that top lane, the run that top lane was having. As you'll watch him come off the corner. There he comes. He's coming up. And it looks like they just met in the middle as Phelps was coming down as McCarty was going up. Unfortunate there for those two drivers. They end up collecting there. You see the 38 getting tossed around up into the 79. 39 machine coming through. There's McCarty once again in that 11 machine. He don't look too bad off. I'm sorry, that's Phelps. He don't look too bad off. There you see the 6 involved. Brendan Bowmaker. The 38 involved. There's the 9. Devin Ramsey involved. Connor Elliott involved. Chris Mayo. Tough break here for more drivers tonight in the BMRL Xfinity Series this evening. Pit road busy again as these drivers have to make some repairs. As you'll see, there's the hood missing off of the number 11 machine of Scott Phelps. The bumper missing off the 18 of McCarty. Elliott coming back out. Denson coming out. Connor Elliott trying to do all he can to get that car back together. Jacob Denson, back bumper torn up on that car. Brandon Bowmaker. David Mayo. Now, even though all this mayhem is going on, we still only have 4 drivers that have decided to park it in the garage tonight. As lights are out on the pace truck, or I keep calling it a pace truck. It's a pace car. Pace car. Pace car. Not pace truck, but pace car. As they come down here, down the back stretch, as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Lights are out. They are side by side. They're anxious to get this race underway and finished up here this evening, as we've had a long night of racing here at Flicker Farm TV. On the pole, we brought you a double feature here tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully BMRL is okay with the time frame. as this could be the way it works out through the future, where we don't quite get in until lap 15, lap 16. But then again, there could be some nights where we get in right on time, so it's hard to say what to hold here. As they come down out of the corner, pace car is off. We are back. Green flag racing. As now Harcum is out front, taking the lead. Great restart there from Harcum as he drops down here into corner number 1. The 56 of Gardner working that bottom side, bringing that Scooby-Doo machine up here into second place if he can. As Stoper falls back to third out there on that high side, but there you see the number 2 of Dustin Bloodworth. He's doing a really phenomenal job here tonight. As they come down through the corner, and Gardner looking for the lead. And they come down through the tri-oval, and Harcum's got to battle back down there on the inside. And he's got the 15 of Austin Hunn down there right behind him as they are battling back through 1 and 2. And we got 12 drivers on the lead lap. Connor Elliott being the last of those drivers on the lead lap. As Phelps is down in the pit raid. McCarty down in the pit lane. 25 laps to go here at Atlanta. So Phelps and McCarty might see their night ticking away here as they're going to be lapped down. Unfortunately here, as they go another lap down here. Kevin Menapace there in pit road as well. Tucker down 23 laps. Austin Hunn up here in second. Battling hard as they can on that inside lane. He got the 48 of Jeff Peppers right there behind him. Jeff Peppers had some issues here early on tonight, but doing a great job. He's back up here into that 5th position. Battling hard down there on that inside, trying to get 4th away from the 13 of Chris Stoper. Trying to figure out which lane will prevail here tonight as it comes storming down the backstretch once again. Hopefully everybody's enjoying here tonight for the BMRL Xfinity Series. Side by side, it is the 28 of Charlie Harcum. And Gardner there in the 56 machine up there on the high side. Peppers doing all he can. He's still sitting there on the inside. And look at this. It's the 08 of David Mayo making a run up here. He's in 6th right now, or 7th, I'm sorry, right now as he's trying to battle his way back up. In the 24, even though he's lapped down, that's Chris Mayo. He's going to try to see if he can get up there to David Mayo, I'm sure, and try to help him get up towards the front of this pack here tonight. Now they come storming out of 2 down here onto that backstretch once again with 21 laps to go. Charlie Harcum sitting there on 3rd. First Lagar on that inside lane. We definitely got great pack battles going on right now. As they come down the front stretch here in the corner number 1. Harcum still down there on the inside trying to find that help that he needs to get around. And everybody doing a great job so far side by side here with 20 laps to go now. And they're going 3 wide for the lead as they got the 56 of Gardner in the middle and the 13 of Stoper up high. And they Harcum down there on the inside. That inside lane, though, had the momentum. And the 13 had to come back in line behind the 56. Did not quite have the run that he was hoping for or the help wanted up there on that high side to try to push him to the front. That inside lane looking really good, though, right now as it's got the likes of Harcum, Hunn, Peppers, and the two of Bloodworth down there on that inside lane. Everybody working together, trying to get themselves up into that podium position. And I'm sure we'll see mayhem as the laps tick down here tonight. As they come storming through the front stretch down here in the corner number 1. Side by side, it is still Harcum and Gardner battling side by side for that lead as they come back out onto that backstretch down here, heading towards turn 3. As Gardner goes way up high, and I thought the 13 was Stouffer was going to take that opening and try to push the issue and go 3 wide, but thought better of it. As there's still 16 laps to go here at Atlanta. Doing all they can down the backstretch side by side. Who's going to prevail as the race winner here tonight? Stick with us. 15 more laps and we will decide a winner. All right, we're off corner number 4, back around to the front stretch. And now on to the back stretch. Belts called it out. McCarty called it out. Mayo down 17 laps. Haas down 22 laps. Tucker down 23 laps. Minute pace still there in the pits. Now all the drivers behind them are out. See, sometimes if you were wrecked early and had damage and you fell back to the back, laps down, I'd still try to run as much as I could for one instance. If you're able to run, I'd still run for 2 reasons. 1, it's nice seat time. 2, somebody else wrecks out, you could still gain positions. Wouldn't be the easiest way of gaining positions, but you can still gain positions whenever you unlap yourself from that driver that is currently sitting out of the race. So Cornette, we know we talked about him earlier. He could, if he had the car to still keep going, he could have picked up a few more spots here tonight for that 87 machine. But as it stands right now, he's ending his night in 24th position. Back up here at the front, everybody's still working side by side as they come down the backstretch. In the corner number 3, 12 laps to go. It'll be 11 laps to go as they come across the stripe, coming out of 4. And there it looks to be a lap car up in front of them. We'll see if we can figure out who that is. Let's see if we can figure out who that lap car is, unless they're already working around them. I don't believe they are. They were grouped up. Gardner, though, battling hard on that outside lane, along with Harcum there on the inside lane, trying to make stuff happen. Isaac coming down, the car is coming down the backstretch, side by side, And Gardner hanging on that lead. And we got the 13 of Stoper trying to make a move down there to that inside lane. He's going to try to take that lead away from Gardner as he's got the help from the 28. And he's loose down there on the inside. He's going to end up going backwards. He saves it though, but that's going to take him to the back of the pack in a hurry. Now Austin Hunt doing a little blink there as they come out of the corner number 4 for another time. 7 laps to go here at Atlanta. And oh no, caution flag may come out as we got him squirrely down there on the inside. Couldn't quite see who that was. That might have been Charlie Harcum. Getting loose. Getting turned sideways. So Harcum now ends up towards the back. And back up front, that's going to open the gap up for Gardner as Drew Crowell now out there on the high side with the 39 trying to help push a car to the win as he is a few laps down. That is 39 of Joseph Tucker. Out there on that high side. Tucker being, let's see here. Caution is out. Gardner off track. So Gardner leading it here. This is what handed the lead over. As you'll see, Gardner getting loose in the corner. Everybody checks up, little bump there in the 15. The 39 gets loose, comes down across. Here comes the 56 down across. The 2 gets collected. That is the 2 of Dustin Bloodworth gets collected. The 39 lap machine of Joseph Tucker collected. Oh, we're quickly running out of drivers here to compete at the end of this one. As this is our 7th caution. And now Drew Perel out front with Austin Hahn, Chris Stoper, and David Mayo. So a whole shakeup up here at the front of the grid. And we have a lot of drivers on pit road. Ready to go. So green-white checker here tonight for BMRL Xfinity. We had a green, white checker Uber and Roughneck Racing as well. As lights are out, they're side by side. They're anxious to get this one ended here tonight. 120 laps is quite the distance here for these drivers. On this wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing here this Monday evening as Flicker Farm TV brings it to you. Green flag is out. They're down and away for another time here in Atlanta as the laps are winding down. Drew Farrell definitely getting a great jump out there on the high side. As David Mayo in that number 08 getting up there behind him. And down on there on the inside, that's Austin Hunt as he's going to try to bring it back up towards the front with the help of Chris Stouffer on the inside there. Side by side as they come through 3 and 4, 2 to go as they come out of 4. And white flag and a little bit squirrely there for the 08. They keep it together, final lap. Next flag will end the race. As they're side by side, we're sticking here with the leaders as they come through turn 2 onto that back stretch. And down and a little squirrely, and we got a problem. We got the 48 going around, the 08 going around. That's going to open the field up here for these front drivers as the 13 of Chris Stouffer is going to try to battle and clear. And oh no, the 80s getting a little squirrely as they come down here to the line, and it will be Chris Stouffer for the second place. But what a finish there by Austin Hunt. We'll go back and take another look at this. I thought that finish was pretty close there between first and second. See if we can get a better look of it here. As they're coming to the line. It was pretty dang close. Great run there from all the drivers, and especially Austin Hunt for pulling off the race win here tonight in that number 15 machine. And the race results, Austin Hunt there in first, Chris Stouffer in second. Drew Farrell there in third, Adam Gardner fourth. Charlie Harcum in fifth, Jacob Denson there in sixth, Seth Whitworth there in seventh, Jeff Peppers there in eighth, Connor Elliott ninth, David Mayo there in 10th, Dustin Bloodworth there in 11th, Brandon Bowmaker in 12th, Anthony Bowmaker in 13th, Dakota Ramsdell there in 14th. Jake Baker finishes tonight in 15th. Devin Ramsey there in 16th. Chris Mayo in 17th. And a little farther back, it's going to be in 18th. Shane Haas. And 19th, Joseph Tucker. 6 goes to Scott Phelps. Levi McCarty there in 21st. Kevin Menapace there in 22nd. Sean Gross there in 23rd. Chris Cornett, 24th. Timothy Darby there in 25th. And Matt Telder there in 26th. So those are your finishing orders here tonight. Let's see who we got here that we can interview. As I can't move anybody. So we got to wait for them to come to me. Alrighty, so let's see here. Good evening, Austin Hunt. How's it going?
Yeah, hanging in there.
Well, you're our race winner here tonight. We'll catch up with you first. Unfortunately, I can't move drivers around yet, so just bear with me as we take the interviews here a little differently than what I'd like to. So, but Austin, great job there tonight for the race win. Kind of take us through the night here tonight.
Well, I definitely didn't think I was going to be up front at the end of it, considering how it started out for us there. But just stuck it out, and that's where I ended up at. Big shout out to the teammate for pushing me that way.
Well, I know Finger Farm TV and myself here, we didn't quite get in here till about lap 16. We saw caution come out then, but I could tell that there was mayhem that started early tonight.
Yeah, there was a big one, I think, before you got in here. It had a ton of cars damaged. I had like 4 minutes of damage. Was able to get all of it fixed little by little, and then this is where we ended up at. So,
Well, congrats on your win here tonight at Atlanta. Atlanta's not always one of the easiest tracks, as you got to take tire wear and draft into consideration.
yeah, I wish we had the old Atlanta back sometimes, but this one isn't too horrible. I mean, I say that, but I despise these tracks.
You despise draft tracks?
I do.
Well, great run tonight. Anyway, you look at it, you got the win. Who's your sponsors or shout outs you'd like to give tonight?
The wife and the kiddos for letting me sit down and do it, and then all these 4D guys. Like I said, if it wasn't for Chris there at the end, I wouldn't have done that. He was glued to my bumper, pushing us to the front. So
It was definitely a great race to watch, and kind of feel bad for some of the drivers that I was watching didn't quite have the night they were hoping for, but sometimes that's just the way it happens.
that's it. That's the way these plate tracks go. So you never know where you're going to end up at.
No, you never do. Is Atlanta truly a plate track, or is it just that got that much drafting to it?
It is now since they repaved it and they've got the new configuration in here because it's got such high banking. I mean, you can hold it wide open at the beginning of the race, and they got restrictor plates in them here now. So
Okay, I didn't know that they had restrictor plates in them here. I knew Daytona and Talladega, I knew they had the restrictor plates, but I didn't know Atlanta now did.
it'd be a lot more fun if they took them back out and just let us race because then you'd actually have to lift going into the corners and everything and drive the car.
You mean drivers would have to actually work now?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of these other races coming up. So
Uh, Definitely look forward to it as well, and great job there tonight.
thanks, sir.
All right, that was the Austin Hun there, number 15, our winner here tonight. And Chris Stouffer, great job for you pulling off second place tonight. Definitely gave us quite a finish there coming to the flag.
Yeah, when that restart happened, again, me and Austin being teammates, I said, my right now I'm just glued to your bumper, and I'm going to do my best to try to push you to the win. And I had I had that lane coming to the line, so I tried it. I know it was really close there at the end. I know either me or Austin winning, we would have been happy either way. This is really it was a team effort tonight and a team win. So I'm happy for Austin, and I'll take second place to a teammate. That's you know we couldn't have planned it any better.
No, it's always great whenever you see teammates working together. And Austin, I want to apologize. I may have not had my settings correct. Uh, do you want to give your shout outs again so people can hear them correctly without any stutter?
Just the wife and the kiddos for giving me the time to sit down and do it, and then this group of 4D raceware guys I'm racing with this year. So
Alrighty. Now back to you, Chris. Great run here tonight. Can you take any of this momentum from tonight and try to use it going forward?
I think so. I missed last week. I had family engagements I had to be at. Didn't get home till after the race started, so I missed Daytona. So being the first race of the season for me, second place. Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to getting to Vegas, getting Dakota, and getting away from these plate tracks. Like Austin kind of said earlier, I'm not a big fan of them either. Um, I do like it where we get to drive the car a little bit more to be nice, and but we survived. We finished first and and second for the team. It's a great finish, and can't ask for much more.
Yeah, I definitely can't ask for much more. You did a great job out there working as a team and bringing home the team victory. I know you had to play a little bit of dodge car out there a few times to as mayhem happened in front of you, but you kept it together, kept it up front, and brought home
Yeah,
podium.
yeah, for sure. I got lucky with the wrecks. A lot of them seemed to happen right around me, and I just made the right move at the right time to avoid them, and was able to have a clean car at the end. But again, it is a team effort. Austin got caught in one of the early wrecks, and he wound up front, and I'm happy it played out the way that it did. If I could have picked him at the line, I would, but I know he'd do the same to me. So, that's racing, but we're teammates first and foremost. So we both wanted to make sure that we were there at the end, and we did that.
Well, the interval between you and Austin was .01, so pretty close.
Yeah, that's might be a record or something like that for the league. I'm not sure.
It was definitely a nice close finish there between, and all three of you really were under .06 apart, so it was a great race to watch.
Well, I'm glad we could put on a good show for you. I really am.
Well, too bad I wasn't here to catch the big one, but things happen that way, but
Hey, that's all right.
we'll see how it goes next week.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for broadcasting and 4D Racewear for a sponsor. Go to 4dracewear.com. You got boots, gloves, all kinds of other apparel there. Good stuff. I use it myself. And then again, thank the wife and the kids. Wife for letting me race, and I love you, honey. And hopefully we can bring home a win next time.
No, you were close to it tonight. Not far off, but definitely is still great whenever you can get a win as a team.
That's what this is. I feel. Again, if roles were reversed, I know Austin would say, I'm going to push you to the victory. My goal was to push Austin there. I just happened to get a chance to try to pip him at the line, and again, I mean, either way, I know we're both happy with this finish. So it's a good finish, good for the team, and we're looking for. I know we're all looking forward to next week. So be looking for those 4D cars out there.
Alrighty, well, be a fun race to watch next week. So you guys take care tonight. Unfortunately, we couldn't get with Drew. I'm not sure exactly where he's at. The bug just flew into my mouth.
That's never good.
No, but yeah, I don't know where Drew is, and I can't chase him down, obviously, because I can't move people. But great finish for him tonight as well. And
yeah, I don't see him in here either, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it happens that way. But great run for you two tonight. Great run for the league as well. And we look forward to next week. Everybody hope everybody enjoys what's left of their Memorial Day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.